Hi, so I'm going to read you some social studies today. We're on lesson 2 of chapter 7. If you have a book, we're on page 234, and we're going to be talking about Jefferson and what he bought that changed America. So he technically bought Louisiana, so Jefferson Louisiana Purchase is what we're talking about. In 1791, the Union added its 14th state, Vermont. As the nation grew, people began to feel that there was not enough fertile land in the East. So that would be a good trivia question. What was the next state after the 13 colonies? It would be Vermont. There was not enough fertile land in the East. They started to look for the land west of the Appalachian Mountains to build their new lives. We talked about the Appalachian Trail that runs through Lake Virginia to Georgia, all the way down Pennsylvania. Moving west, Daniel Boone was an experienced woodman and a pioneer in the Appalachian Mountain regions. A pioneer is someone who settles in a new place before others. Boone, so like the pioneer is like people that do things different, or before other people. A pioneer is someone who settles in a new place before others. Boone, like other pioneers, helped create new settlements in Kentucky and other western territories. In 1769, Boone and several others had followed a Native American trail through the Appalachians from Virginia to Kentucky. The Snake Trail through the Cumberland Gap, a narrow passage in the mountains. Boone helped clear the trail, which was later called the Wilderness Road. This made it easier for people to move west. Life on the frontier, the edge of the settlement, was hard. Pioneers cleared land, built houses, grew their own food, made their own clothes. In spite of these hardships, settlers continued moving west. Kentucky became the 15th state in 1792. By 1800, more than 30,000 settlers traveled the Wilderness Road in Kentucky and the Midwest. Jefferson becomes president. Changes were also taking place in Washington, D.C. During Adams' presidency, the United States and France came into conflict. When President Adams cut off trade with France, the Democratic Republicans criticized his tough stance. Congress then passed a series of laws called the Alien and Sedition Acts. These laws limited free speech and free press and the freedom of aliens or immigrants. So that's kind of interesting. We know like freedom of speech, but they used to limit freedom of speech from aliens or immigrants. So we're not talking about aliens like that area in Nevada that everyone like swarmed. I can't even think what it's called. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about aliens, which are people that are different or people that are immigrants that came from a different country. And I'm going to read one more paragraph. Thomas Jefferson, head of the Democratic Republicans, fought against the Alien and Sedition Acts. His party thought that they were unconstitutional because they violated individual rights. Because if you remember, we talked about those individual rights in the Bill of Rights. So it's going against that. Jefferson was elected president in 1800. When Adams lost, it was the first time that one party had given up power to the other. Jefferson filled government jobs with Democratic Republicans. His actions began a trend that continues today whenever a member of a different political party is elected president. So when Obama was president, a lot of the people in his government jobs would be Democrats. When Trump became president, a lot of those people that took those jobs would be Republicans, which is why when people vote, it's not just like they're voting for the president, they're voting for all those people the president is going to elect. So that's why it's important that the parties. Some people don't like the parties, but that's how they usually pick who goes with them. So we're done for today, and we'll keep reading tomorrow about the Louisiana Purchase. Bye!